A good afternoon from Ozark Christian College and Joplin, Missouri. It's time for the semifinals of the 2016 ACCA Championship. First of four semifinals starting right now with the women's bracket. It's the 4 against the 1. Rhema Eagles taking on the Hillsdale Lady Saints. Hi, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here again in Joplin. Let's get to the starting lineups for this intriguing matchup between the Lady Eagles and Lady Saints. First, we'll start with Rhema coming in 19-8, defeating Welsh in the opening round yesterday, late last night, 64-59. Head coach Carrie Sharp in her first season starting this way at one guard. It's number 10, Jamie Davis, a senior from Hillsdale, Michigan. At another guard, it's number 12, Raina Walls, a freshman, 5'11", from Pampa, Texas. And the other guard, number 20, Brianna Smith, a junior, 5'5", from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Up front for the Eagles, it's number 23, Sarah Robertson, senior, 5'7", from Fort Payne, Alabama. And number 25, Whitney Jacobs, a junior, 5'6", from Atlantic, Iowa. Now the starters for Hillsdale, the Lady Saints 28-2, winning 69-61 over Dallas in the opening round to advance to this point. Hannah Moeller starting this way at one guard, number 1, Brooke Grant, 5'5", senior from Dallas, Texas. At another guard, it's number 3, Bailey McBride, 5'6", senior from Chattanooga, Oklahoma. And the third guard, number 21, Hannah Reyes, a 5'5", junior from Austin, Texas. Up front for the Lady Saints, number 23, Sadie Perry, 5'7", junior from Eend, Oklahoma. And number 55, Julia Robinson, 6'1", junior from Eend, Oklahoma. So, an interesting matchup here. Hillsdale plus 32 against their opponents on average this season. During the regular season, they won by an average of over 32 points per ball game. The Eagles, talk about defense. Opponents averaging 56.6. So it's that old good offense against good defense. Who will give here? The Saints in the white, the Eagles in the blue. Thanks for joining us wherever you're watching from as Robinson tips it back to Grant, and the Lady Saints control the opening tip. Moving left to right on your screens and tablets. It's Grant on the left wing. Now McBride up top, guarded in the man by Davis. Grant to the cutter. Robinson, top of the key, swings it right wing to McBride. McBride drives into the lane and is fouled. So Bailey McBride will go and shoot 2 free throws. I believe they're going to say she was in the act. They do. This is a Lady Eagles team that forces 18.4 turnovers. But they're going to have their work cut out for them today against Hillsdale as McBride takes a 1-0, or gives her team a 1-0 lead. Second one also good, and it's Hillsdale 2-0. Hillsdale showing a light trap, but Jacobs into the forecourt, no trouble. 3.4 assists for Jacobs. She can also score the basketball. Missed that shot. Got her own rebound, though. Jacobs, couple of fakes, rejected by Robinson, but they call a foul. So it's Whitney Jacobs going to the line now. Rhema from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Hillsdale from Moore. Despite that proximity, this is the first meeting between these two teams. Jacobs 13.4 points per ball game. Got the first free throw to go. Try to tie it up here in the early going, and she does. Even Steven at 2 in the early going. A possession each for each team here in the semifinals. McBride on the elbow, swings it to Grant on the wing. Grant, couple of dribbles, takes it to the charity stripe. Jumper too strong. Rebound controlled by Walls. That's going to be the key for Rhema, making it a one and done as Walls goes to the bucket and gets the bounce. Rhema's a strong defensive team. Where they've had problems, though, is rebounding. They're minus 2.3 per game, so if they can force the Saints into a lot of one and dones on this end, that's going to bode well for the Lady Eagles. Reyes for Hillsdale, pull up from 12. Can't get it to go, and another one and done as Jacobs gets the rebound. Jacobs, 9.5 rebounds, and she's 5'6". Deep three by Davis is no good. So Whitney Jacobs is really the real deal. There's one of those turnovers that The Eagles are prone to forcing. Davis comes up with the steal, and we're going to get a 30-second timeout so that Rhema can keep it. So we will step aside in 30. Hey, folks, we'd love to have you be a part of today's semifinal action. Just tweet at me. There's the Twitter handle you can use. You can also use the hashtag ACCA Hoops if you want to talk with me during today's broadcast. Love to hear from you. Eagles forcing the turnover, calling for time. Sarah Robertson will inbound it now, the senior. Jacobs pull up in the lane. Yes! A good start for Rhema, 6-2. Hillsdale 28-2. What a storied season for them. They did lose, however, to Arlington in the NCAA championship, regional championship. Put back by Robinson is good. First field goal in the ball game for Hillsdale. It's Arlington and Hillsdale, it seems like every year in one form or another, usually in the regionals or in a championship in the ACCA or in the NCAA. Hillsdale did qualify as an at-large in that tournament, by the way, which will be back here in Joplin. So the Lady Saints looking to push now. McBride, coast to coast, can't get it to go. Tip for the rebound. Sadie Perry almost had a hand in it, but Rhema doing a good job rebounding against the Saints. The Saints a strong rebounding team. How strong? They're out rebounding their opponents by 17 a game. That's why crashing the boards is so crucial for the Lady Saints here this afternoon. Strong to the bucket. Reyes fouled on the floor. That will be the second on Rhema. Rhema won in come-from-behind fashion over Welsh yesterday. Trailed for most of the game, but Welsh fell apart at the end. Second effort again from Robinson, and she ties it up. So 4 of the 6 points for Hillsdale coming via the second chance variety. Here's Smith. Brianna Smith, 11.5 points per ball game. Bounce passes it to Jones on the right. Robertson up top. Will shoot the 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Given the space, Robinson, 45% from behind the arc. Got a decent look at it, just not that time for her. McBride will back it out. Swings it right wing to Reyes. Tosses to Perry on the left. McBride, same spot. It's a man for Rhema here. McBride dribbles in. Open jumper for Perry. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Jacobs. And the Eagles looking to push. Walls on the run. Walls short on the shot. Offensive rebound. Jacobs counted in the foul. The Eagles trying to complete an old school three-point play here as Tamaja Smith comes in, the sophomore from Dallas, Texas, for the Lady Saints. Jacobs in and out on the free throw. Rebound by Smith. And here comes Hillsdale. Grant into the forecourt. Reyes drives in, puts it off the glass and in. Hannah Reyes, 16 points per ball game, shoots 55% from the field, connects for her first 2. We are even at 8. Good start to this semifinal game. First of 4 semifinals here at Ozark. If you're a Hillsdale fan, you're not going to want to go too far after this one, as the men will tip against Crossroads at 4:45, give or take. Let's say 10 minutes after this one if it goes long. 2 to shoot now. Having to put it up. Davis got it off. Trying for the offensive rebound, but it's wrestled away by McBride. Throws full court Reyes. Reyes over to Perry. Perry doubled up. Underneath to Smith. Smith, no, but a late whistle. So the foul on the Lady Eagles. And Smith at the line, 49% on the season for the sophomore. That free throw is short. High to Kirsten, who's watching on her phone in a car, it looks like, on the way home. Again, folks, if you want to be a part of today's broadcast, you can tweet at us using the hashtag ACCA Hoops. Also, interact with one another as well there. If you have Twitter, you could do that. Second free throw, no good. Grant, did she throw it off of her? Yes, so an extra possession for the Lady Saints here. Kirsten's headed back from my home state, apparently, South Carolina. If she's going to Oklahoma, I'm telling you, that's a long drive. Grant on the right wing, fresh 30 and a new possession for Hillsdale. This is Smith, turnaround shot rejected by Smith and taken away by Rhema. Throws full court to Jacobs. Jacobs spins, shoots, and draws the foul. So more free throws to come. It's been a tight defensive game so far here in the early going, the first 5 minutes or so. First free throw up and in. So Eagles back up. Jacobs short on the second one. Rebound controlled by Perry and Hillsdale. Here come the Saints now. Grant into the forecourt. Perry swings it to Reyes on the left wing. Reyes around two defenders, cut off on the baseline though, gets it out. And the three ball is good by Perry. Sadie Perry, just a 25% three-point shooter, buries her first, put Hillsdale up by 2. Rhema looking to go quickly underneath the shot up and in. Oh, forgive me, Rhema fans, I don't have a 42 on my roster, so I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be Blankenship though. Another 3 for Perry. So how about that answer? As it's starting to rain threes for Hillsdale. I believe it is Blankenship who's number 42. I've got her as 32 on my roster, so we'll check on that at halftime. If you're a Rhema fan and you're not driving right now and you could tell me, feel free to do so. Turnover forced now by the Lady Saints. Lady Saints 28-2. Lone regular season loss was to Kentucky Christian, who is always a strong women's team. That was in early November. Then they ran the table. They actually beat Kentucky Christian 2 weeks later. Ran the table all the way to the NCAA regional final, where they lost last Saturday to Arlington by 8. A lot of people think that it'll be Arlington and Hillsdale in the championship of this one as well, but Rhema will have a lot to say about that. So will Emmaus. Both of these teams much stronger than they were last year. Rhema, the Eagles, no strangers to winning this tournament. Won in 2005 and 2010. 3, yes, by Davis. And she ties it up at 14. The Lady Eagles also won in 99 and 2001, back when the ACCA was known as the NBCAA. This is Reyes. Bounce pass to Grant. Grant all alone, lays it up and in. Too easy for a team that's usually pretty stout on defense. Out near midcourt, it's Smith, and the man-to-man, she's guarded by McBride. Smith to the right. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Jacobs had trouble with it. It's a steal. Good defense by Smith off the bench for the Saints. McBride to Grant. Grant will go to the line. Brooke Grant, a 66% free throw shooter. That's team foul number 5 on Rhema, so Hillsdale in the bonus. Brooke Grant, one of several seniors on this veteran roster. Gets the first one to go. With starter McBride, Brooke Davison also a senior who comes off the bench. Ariel Henton has come on for Rhema, the sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. 2 out of 2 at the line. Hillsdale by 4. That is Blankenship. Thank you, Ryan, for tweeting at me, letting me know I'm doing something right here today. Davis underneath the pass and a traveling call on Robertson. So a turnover gives the ball back to Hillsdale. That's the other factor here. You have to limit the turnovers when you're the underdog. Rhema certainly capable of beating the 1 seed here, but you cannot be sloppy. Then again, if you're going to get it right back, that's okay, as Davis gets the steal. Outlet to Henton, who lays it up and in. And it's a 2-point game. 18-16. Inside 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here in Joplin. Our 3rd year doing the tournament, my 3rd year doing the tournament. It's always a lot of fun, good fans. Big 3 again by Perry in the corner. That is her 3rd of the quarter. Sadie Perry came in 8.5 points per ball game. She's past that right now with 9. Perry 25% on the season, as I mentioned earlier, from 3-point range. 3 out of 3 today. Here's Davis for Rhema, throws it away. It's a steal again by Smith, her 2nd. Driving into the lane, McBride, defender fell down. Count it, and the foul. Hillsdale so adept at going on big runs, too, during these games. Sub for Hillsdale, Ashley Edwards, the junior from Fort Worth, coming on for the first time. Replacing, I believe, Smith. Bailey McBride, 60% free throw shooter, will try to get this one to go as well. Can't do it. Rebound controlled by Walls, and here comes the Eagles. Eagles need points now, giving up a little bit of a run here to Hillsdale. Smith between the circles. Guarded in the man by McBride. Henton. Henton from way downtown. Probably not the best shot, and it's last touched by Jacobs, they say. There was still plenty of time on the shot clock. Henton does shoot 34% from behind the arc, though, so she has that range. But that early in the shot clock with a hand in her face might not be the best time for it. Unless you're Steph Curry, then you can do whatever you want. Edwards gets it over in the corner. McBride, cross court to Edwards. Back to McBride. Edwards draws the defense, and nicely done by the Eagles, who force a steal. Here's Jacobs in transition. Just about a second difference between game and shot clock here. Here's Henton for 3. Short on that one. Blankenship the rebound. And now, Lady Eagles can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Jacobs. Here's Blankenship from downtown. Can't get it to go. Ball tipped, and we're going to get a whistle here. Is it going to be called on? It looks like it's going to be called on Rhema. And with 1 second, Rhema's over the limit, so Hillsdale's going to shoot free throws. So a big call there. A tough call. So McBride at the line for 2. Can't get the first one to go. One out of 2 at the line. The lead is 8. A full court home run ball by Smith goes short, and the quarter comes to an end. We played at 10, and Hillsdale leads 24-16. You're watching the 2016 ACCA semifinals from Joplin. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here in Joplin as we get near the start of the second quarter here. Hillsdale shoots 44% in the opening quarter, out to an 8-point lead here in the first semifinal for the ladies. The second semifinal is tonight at 6:30, Emmaus and Arlington, as the second quarter is underway. Leading scorer after one quarter, Whitney Jacobs for Rhema, has 7 points. Sadie Perry, perfect 3 out of 3 from behind the arc for Hillsdale. She has 9 points. Walls was blocked but fouled, so Walls will go to the line. Chris Sheeman back here in Joplin. Morales, 67% free throw shooter, gets the first one to go. Raina Walls, 7.5 points and 5.6 rebounds. Good production this season from her. She gets 2 out of 2 from the free throw stripe. Here comes Hillsdale into the forecourt now. It's Reyes. Edwards on the court with Grant, Perry, and McBride. That's the 5 for the Saints. 15 to shoot now. McBride over on the far side of your screen with 10 to shoot. Over in the corner, Reyes steps inside the arc and buries the jumper. 26-18. Davis. Here's Jacobs. Jacobs right at the lane, can't bank it off the glass. Rebound controlled by Edwards. Ashley Edwards with the good box out. Grant. Cross court, Reyes. Again, can't get it from the left wing that time. Offensive rebound by Edwards, who threw it out of bounds right over near us. So ball goes back to the Eagles. Eagles had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, just 3 for Hillsdale, but they commit one there, and let's see if the Lady Eagles now can capitalize. Rhema, I mentioned our strong defense. Went 1-2 last year in this tournament. Already have a win defeating Welsh that come from behind fashion yesterday. 6 returning players from last year. Walls, short on that shot. I think it might have been altered by Edwards as well. Here comes Grant into the forecourt. Sit over to Reyes. Open jumper, good again. Hannah Reyes, 4 quick points, and Hillsdale goes up by 10. Timeout on the court. We'll step aside. You're watching the semifinals of the 2016 ACCA tournament. We'll be right back. Don't forget, folks, we'd love to hear from you during today's game. There's the Twitter stuff. That's how I will be monitoring. Feel free to chat us up. Let us know who you're rooting for, who you're watching, where you're watching from. Got one person in their car, hopefully not driving while they're watching. Smith. Here's Jacobs out of the timeout. Rhema falling behind by 10 here early. Here's Henton. Davis from way downtown buries it. Davis showing some range. She shoots, if you can believe this, 64% from downtown. Quick answer by Reyes, though, to put the lead back at 9 for Hillsdale. Jamie Davis, 17 points per game, 54% from the field, 64% from behind the arc. Let's see if she doesn't get the ball a little bit more often. Here's Smith getting a screen. Drives, takes it to the elbow, buries the jumper. So good offense for Rhema out of that timeout. Need to get some stops on this end, though. Reyes right around the defense. Too easy. As Reyes has caught fire here in the second quarter. Davis. Smith now out near midcourt. Guarded by McBride and the man. Davis looking to set a screen instead. Henton has it top of the key. Lost the dribble. Able to recover, though, with Get it to Jacobs. 8 to shoot for Rhema. 4 to shoot. Davis has to get it up. It's blocked, but they say Reyes got a piece of her arm. So a foul called. Hi to James, who's watching from Hillsdale, Michigan. Rooting on the Lady Saints. Jamie Davis, 79% free throw shooter, buries that first one. I got to take a look and see where Hillsdale, Michigan is. I'm from Ohio originally, not familiar with Hillsdale, Michigan. Well, it looks like it's smack dab in the south central portion of the state. 2 out of 2 at the free throw stripe, 7-point ball game. 32 to 25. Hillsdale quickly into the forecourt. Davidson on the court for the first time. It's Brooke Davison, the senior. Can't get the bucket underneath. Robinson, who checked back in as well. We'll set the 5 for the Saints here in just a moment as Sarika Willis is also on for the first time. There's a 3 by Henton. And then Rhema's offense starting to bring them back. Underneath, Davidson skies it off the glass for 2. Jacobs on the left wing. Jacobs cut off, out to Davis for 3. Yes! What was 10 is now 3. And the Eagles on a big run. Johnson gets it underneath. Robinson is tied up. And a little extracurricular activity with Robinson and Walls there. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. 5:44 left to go. We'll step aside here in this first half. It's getting a little bit chippy as it's 31 to 30. As we took a look at the women's bracket, things starting to wind down here in this tournament. Boy, this just always flies by. Second semifinal, Emmaus and Arlington is at approximately 6:30 tonight. Out of the timeout, 5 on the floor for Hillsdale. Johnson, Robinson, Davidson. That's Reyes for 3, burying it. So they're on the court with Willis. That's the 5 for Hillsdale. It's 37-31 now. Hatton, Smith out on the court with Jacobs as well as Walls and Davis. So that's the 5 for Rhema. Hi to Hannah Reyes' mom and grandma who are watching and figured out Twitter. Good for them. Thanks for being a part of today's broadcast as Johnson, it's swung over to Reyes now in the corner. Back to Willis. Now Johnson up top. Reyes short on that jumper. Rebound controlled by Davis. Hillsdale won by 8 over Dallas yesterday in the quarterfinals. Rhema came from behind to defeat Welsh, who looked like they were going to win until about midway through that fourth quarter. 3 by Davis, off the back of the rim, no good. Good box out by Robinson, who averages almost 6 rebounds per game. Reyes, pull up in the lane, can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Davis. Hillsdale always has a pretty good following. Rhema as well, so it's always good to hear. It's good when these two kind of teams match up because I know there's a lot of people out there. My voice is not being used in vain. Here's Davis spinning and draws the foul. So Davis can't get the bucket, but she'll shoot 2 free throws. That's team foul number 3, I believe, on Hillsdale. Just one for Rhema here in this second quarter. What do you guys think about the change? This is the first college basketball that I've done this season, and the first time that I've tried to get accustomed to the quarters versus halves. I'm confused still as to why, if they did it for the women, they didn't also do it for the men. Why not just have it uniform that way? But I think both should go to quarters. I also think the shot clocks should be shorter. But I'm the kind of guy that likes a Hillsdale team because they average 84 points per ball game. I like offense. Here's Reyes open from that spot. She hit him a couple of times earlier in the quarter, but not that time. Rhema starting to crash the boards again as well, 37-33. They were actually ahead +2 after one quarter, 13-11 in rebounding. That's one of those little things that they need to do today as Davis got hit. So Davis goes back to the line. Jamie Davis is from Hillsdale, Michigan. That's why we've got some folks in that state watching. First free throw in and out for Jamie. As I mentioned, just under 80% on the season. She's a senior, along with Robinson, the 2 seniors for the Lady Eagles. How great would it be for them to end their careers, playing careers as student athletes with a championship? Got to win 2 real tough ones first, though, as the reach is called on Davis. Here's Reyes on the left, steps inside, shot blocked, and Smith comes up with it. Smith looking to run, forced the pass. Davis couldn't come up with it. Here's Reyes out on the run. Reyes pull up from the elbow, grazes the rim, that's all. Offensive rebound by Robinson, and she's fouled. That's going to be team foul number 3 with under 3 minutes to go. So I might have suggested that the folks from Michigan were rooting for Hillsdale because I looked at the town they were from. Of course they're not rooting for Jamie Davis. So my deepest apologies to you, James. What can I say? I'm from Ohio. Our education's not as good as yours up there in Michigan. I'm not going to be able to go home after saying that. Smith is fouled going up, and she'll go to the line for 2 free throws. I'm going to be in trouble in the Buckeye State now. It's just a joke. I don't live there anymore, so it's okay. I got smart. I got out of there. First free throw up and in. Lead back to 4 now for a Hillsdale. Tamaja Smith, the sophomore. Couple of subs for Hillsdale. Tiffany Dorman checking in for the first time. This is a Lady Saints team that goes very deep. Second free throw, no good. Tip for the rebound. It's controlled by Jacobs. Here comes Rhema down 4. Jacobs into the forecourt. Smith out near midcourt. Top of the key, Henton. Trying to hit it from deep, not that time. Davis, the offensive rebound, and bucket. Jamie Davis averages just under 5 rebounds per ball game, getting an offensive one there, and it's a 2-point game. Good one here in this first semifinal. Willis for 3, it's short. Put back by Smith as she gets the roll to put Hillsdale back up by 4. We expected these semifinal games to be pretty good. I'm not sure about the Dallas-Arlington men's game. Arlington's men did not look very strong yesterday, but they're capable, certainly. And they beat Dallas before this season, so all of these games should be a lot of fun. Driving in, the late whistle as Walls comes up short. Hi to Chandra, who's watching, another Saints fan, and Brittany Ann. Those folks tweeting their well wishes to the Lady Saints. 28-2 on the season, 7-1 overall against this tournament field. Their only loss to Arlington. Free throw off the back of the rim. Into the forecourt, Dorman. Edwards back out there. Reyes right back out. Dorman, open 3. Off the back of the rim. Willis will try to chase it down. She does in the corner, guarded closely by Henton. Dorman came over to help. Reyes, guarded by Jacobs on a switch. Dorman. Rhema switching now. They're in a zone. Here's Reyes. Doubled up. Over in the corner, Dorman can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound by Willis, and it's poked away. Last touch by the Lady Eagles. Inside a minute to go in the first half. At halftime, a whole bunch of nothing. We'll take a break and come back in 15 minutes. Dorman. Here's Sarika Willis. Back to Dorman. Patient offense right now for the Lady Saints. Edwards had trouble with the pass. Walls ripped it away. Then she's tied up. A jump ball called, and we're staying right here. I don't believe the shot clock reset. Nobody ever had possession, so it stays at 14. Caitlin White making her first appearance, the junior from Wichita Falls, Texas. She inbounds. Reyes swings it over to White, triggers the 3 and buries it. So Hillsdale back up by 7 now, 43-36. Folks, sometimes my scoreboard gets a little stuck, so I'll keep you apprised of the correct score just in case it doesn't look right on the screen when you're watching. Shot clock is off. Jacobs, here's Smith with 8 seconds. Step back jumper, it's good. 3 seconds left to go. Hillsdale trying to beat the buzzer. Willis draws the rim, but that's all in an entertaining first half. Comes to an end. Hillsdale by 5, 43-38 here in semifinal number 1. Folks, will step aside for the half. We'll be back in 15 minutes and bring you what should be an exciting second period. Come on back. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here in Joplin. Just about a minute for the start of the second half. You see the bracket, what's on the line here, and winner of this game plays for the championship. That'll be tomorrow at 4 p.m., and that'll be against either Emmaus or Arlington. And then the loser goes to the third place game. We'll have that for you at 12:15 tomorrow. All times are central, folks, so add an hour if you're further east. Interesting first half. Good shooting first half for Hillsdale. They were over 40%, shot 42%. Rhema shot 35%. Leading scorer in the ballgame is Jamie Davis for the Eagles. 4 of 11, 3 of 5 from behind the arc, 16 points. And it'll be Lady Eagles basketball. One player in double figures already for Hillsdale. It's Hannah Reyes, 6 out of 12. 13 points to go along with 3 assists. Had a whole bunch of people tweet at me and do that at halftime, so I'll run down a few. Dan didn't like my Ohio joke. He must be a Buckeye. They don't have a sense of humor in that state. Dan, I'll do my best to let you know. Nobody's in foul trouble so far for Hillsdale. Let me just make sure that's correct. Book Grant has 2. Robinson has 2. That's about it. A couple of players with 3 personal fouls for Rhema. That's Robertson and Blankenship. So both of those ladies have 3. It looks like the shot clock on one of the boards is out. So we are going to be delayed here at the start of the second half. So I said hi to Dan, also Brittany, and Autumn, who's rooting on the Saints as well. So a whole bunch of people watching, tweeting at us on social media. You could feel free to do that yourself, by the way. Just use the hashtag ACCA Hoops. We'd love to hear from you. So while they get that issue worked out, we'll step aside and try to bring you the start of the second half here momentarily. All right, shot clock's working again, so we are good to go as we start this third quarter. Again, Lady Eagles with the basketball. Chris Sheeman back in Joplin as we're underway here in the second half. Walls at the top of the key. Lady Eagles going to pull off the upset, win their 20th game of the year, and Hillsdale looking to continue their storybook year, win their 29th. Here's Jacobs from the free throw stripe off the side of the rim. Rebound controlled by Grant. Lady Saints during the regular season, average margin of victory, 35 points per ball game. Folks, 10-1 against teams with a record of 500 or better. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, Hillsdale's just playing a bunch of cupcake games, that's not the case. They played 11 of their 30 so far against teams above 500, and that's actually higher than that. Those are regular season numbers. So almost half of their games against teams with a better record or more wins than losses is what I'm trying to say. Robertson drives to the bucket. Short on it. Put back. Yes. It's a 3-point ball game here in the early going of this second half. Here's Reyes. Quick pass to Perry for three. Can't get it that time. Rebound controlled by Rhema. Perry, 3 out of 3 in the first half from behind the arc. Now 3 out of 4. Bucket no good. Staying with it is Jacobs. Jacobs looking for some help. Gets it over to Smith on the left wing. Jacobs out near midcourt. 15 to shoot, still plenty of time. Jacobs had 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists in the first half. Points 8 and 9 right there as she hit a jumper with the hand in her face, and it's a 1-point ball game. Yes, Ryan Lovelace. The second half comeback is on by the Eagles. Here's Reyes. Over in the corner, it's McBride. Rhema doesn't have any players over 5'11", and their leading rebounder is a 5'6" guard, Jacobs. Traveling is the call as the Saints turn it over. I'm beating up poor Dan Taylor now on Twitter. He's not happy that I said they're uneducated. He's not happy that I said they got no sense of humor. So the theme of this broadcast is Ohio people are just never happy. I lived in Cleveland, Ohio for 20 plus years, and I always like to give Buckeye Nation a lot of grief. Davis drives in as she is fouled on the floor. Meanwhile, Hillsdale gets a bucket to go back up by 3. Just underway here in this third quarter. Jacobs inbound right at the bucket. Walls on the wing. The bounce pass to Jacobs. Jacobs and Reyes battling, and Jacobs wins that battle, taking her to the hoop. 45-44. Grant into the forecourt. Brooke Grant, 4 points, 2 assists in the first half. 3 ball by Perry, not that time. McBride there on the left block, spins in, scores, and the foul. That's the first on Rhema, and the second on Brianna Smith. So Brooke Grant trying to complete an old school 3-point play here. Short on that one. Rebound controlled by Robertson. Into the forecourt, Rhema pushing, laying it up, unable to get the bounces. Walls. Davis got the rebound. Walls blocked, and it's taken away by McBride and Hillsdale. Here's the Lady Saints now in white. Turnaround shot. Robertson banks it off the glass and in. This is one of those uh-oh moments. If you're the Eagles, you've got to guard against these runs that Hillsdale likes to go on. Smith. Guarded by McBride and the man. Bounce pass to Robertson. 11 to shoot now. Jacobs looking inside. Got it to Walls. Walls penetrates, dishes. Here's Davis for 3. No. Rebound to Perry and Hillsdale. Grant. Toss to Perry. Swings it back to Grant. McBride on the left, over in the corner. Perry. Good ball movement. Pass by Robertson underneath to Grant. It's a 7-point ball game. So a 6-0 run from Hillsdale. Jacobs into the front court now, nearing the midway point of the third quarter. ACCA semifinals. Winner of this game plays in the championship tomorrow at 4. Loser plays in the third place game at 12:15 approximately tomorrow. Back-to-back turnovers on that sequence. This is Davis inside the arc. Yes. Into the forecourt now. Grant. Toss to Perry between the circles. McBride on the wing. Rhema's been in zone for most of this ball game, and they've played it very well, but McBride beats it that time with a floater in the lane. 7-point game again. Right over near us, that was Davis. This is Jacobs up top. Jacobs given space, pulls up, can't get it. McBride the board. McBride tosses to Grant. Grant right of the lane, draws the foul. So Brooke Grant at the line, 66% during the season, 2 out of 2 so far here today. Was the second on Whitney Jacobs as Grant's free throw bounces in and out. Second one in and out as well. Rebound controlled by the Eagles. It was Robertson pulling down the board. Four players averaged in double figures for Rhema. Balanced scoring attack for the Lady Eagles. Smith, Robertson, Jacobs, and Davis. And a travel there, a mistake by Davis as she turns it over. All four of those ladies also shoot over 40%. But they have to guard against the turnovers. Took care of the basketball in the first half, just 7 turnovers, but 5 for Hillsdale as they did a slightly better job taking care of it. Right now, Lady Saints lead by 7. Grant to the bucket, floats it up, can't get it to go. Put back by Smith. Smith, good energy off the bench for Hillsdale. Perry had it, lost it. Now it's a scrum. They let him play through it. Jacobs comes out with it. Jacobs coast to coast, short on the jumper. Reyes the board. Reyes now turning on the Jets. These teams playing frantic here in this third quarter. It's Perry off the back of the rim, tip for the rebound. Reyes knocked it off of Davis. How about that? Nice play by Reyes, doing the little things. That's what teams that are 28-2 know how to do. There needs to be a hustle stat point. You know, 1 point for a hustle play. Something like that. So that these players are rewarded for doing those little things. When I played basketball, that was all I could do. I certainly couldn't shoot. I can kind of rebound, but I'm really short. So I had that going against me. But those hustle plays help me stay out on the court. And they might help Hillsdale win this game, although they turn it over there as Reyes threw it away. Smith into the front court now. Smith will back it out near midcourt now. Forcing the shot up with 4 on the shot clock, Robertson, and Hillsdale will let it go out of bounds. 2:24 left to go in the third quarter. And Saints with the basketball, some shuffling. Ariel Henton checking in for Rhema. Couple of subs for Hillsdale will set the 5. Grant, McBride, and Perry in the backcourt. Up front, it's Smith and Dorman who's come in. Here's McBride from downtown, a rainbow shot that's no good. Rebound poked away. That is Smith for 2 plus the foul. Hillsdale again pushing that lead out. They've led by as many as 10. It was 28-18 in the first half. We've had 2 lead changes and 5 ties in this game. 3-point play complete. And it's Hillsdale matching their biggest lead of the afternoon. Again, if you're a Hillsdale fan, stick around. 10 minutes after we're done with this one, or at 4:45 today, it's Hillsdale on Crossroads in the first men's semifinal. Looking forward to that one. 2 great coaches in that one. 2 great coaches in this one. How about Hannah Muller? Congratulations to her winning her 100th game this season. Carrie Sharp, a good player in her day and now a terrific coach for the Eagles. That ball poked away. Turnaround shot by Smith to beat the clock. It drew rim, but Smith corrects the rebound. Hillsdale starting to take control. Grant, Dorman. Dorman backs it out now. McBride. Dorman over in the corner. That's Grant. 10 to shoot. McBride skies it for Dorman. Dorman catch and shoot three. Yes! Hillsdale starting to pour it on. 59-46 inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Here's Jacobs. Directing traffic. Jacobs into the lane. Step back to the elbow. The jumper, yes. Rhema needed that. They need a couple of stops now on this end. Dorman on the right wing. Perry. Pass tipped, but Grant is there on the near side of your screen. Cross court, Dorman. Catch and shoot three. It's short. And Davis skied for the rebound. Shot clock is off. Davis pulls up at the free throw stripe. No. Into the forecourt, it's Grant. Dorman with two. Threw it up. No whistle as she's trying to draw the foul. That bucket is good. Will it count, though? I believe, no, they gave it to her. At the buzzer, Perry hit it. And they say it counts. 61-48. 10 minutes to go here in semifinal number one. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. Well, folks, you can own a copy of this game, any other game. Digital downloads available, just $5 a piece. You give me $5, I email you a link. You can download the game, burn a DVD or 50, whatever you want to do with it. It's up to you. Again, just $5 per game. A couple Hillsdale people have already ordered. Help me out. It's expensive to come here. I need to make some of that money back I spend on hotels and gas. 29% shooting for Rhema in that third quarter as Hillsdale +8 in the third period, 18-10. They lead it now by 13. Leading scorer in the ball game, Jamie Davis for Rhema has 18 points. Whitney Jacobs with 13. 13 for Hannah Reyes to lead Hillsdale. 11 for Sadie Perry. 8 for Brooke Grant. 8 for Julia Robinson. And 7 for McBride. Brooke Grant also has 4 assists, 3 for Robinson. Good teams usually are good because they share the basketball. 19.1 assists per ball game for Hillsdale, and they've got 14 here in this now fourth quarter. Just 4 assists for Rhema. Rhema gets a stop there. They have to convert. They need a run here to work themselves back in it. Driving in Davis off the back of the rim. Can't get it to go. McBride is there with the rebound. In the corner, it's Grant. Catch and shoot three. Perry bangs her fourth three-pointer through. And the lead grows to 16. So the Saints in control here. Jacobs is tied up and called for steps. Good defense by the Saints there. Brianna Smith checking in for Rhema. and she'll replace Rhema Walls. Here's McBride on the left wing. To the cutter, Grant from the elbow, yes. And it's all Hillsdale in this second half. As we get timeout, 66-48, Hillsdale in control here in the semifinals. Welcome back, everybody. It's Rhema basketball out of the timeout as Hillsdale has come alive here in the second half, taking control of this game. They lead it by 18. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it as always. Third year doing this tournament. Have a blast every time I come to Joplin. Brianna Smith. Four to shoot now. Robertson had the jacket up and got it to go. If Rhema can start getting some consistent stops, we could talk about a comeback, but right now Hillsdale in control of this one, and they usually don't let up big leads like this one as Smith answers right back to push the lead back to 18. Davis, step back three, around the rim, no. Fighting for the rebound, coming out with it is McBride. And that ball deflected, they say, last touched by the Lady Eagles. We have the men's basketball 9th place game going on, with Emmaus leading that one big time, 84-65. So it's looking like Emmaus will win 9th place for the men as a tie up here. And they're going to give a jump ball possession arrow. Will bring the ball in the opposite direction. So Rhema basketball. Nearing the 7-minute mark here in this fourth quarter. Davis drives in, can't get it to go. She has cooled off after that hot start in the first half. Hillsdale content to be patient and wait for the opening to come. Nice pass underneath and getting the bounce. That was Smith from McBride, and a timeout is called. Timeout. We'll step aside. Come right back. 70-50 Hillsdale here in semifinal number 1. The second ladies semifinal coming up at about 6:30, give or take. We might fall a little behind after this one's over. We'll see how this final 6:24 plays out. Again, the winner of this game, if it's Hillsdale, if they're able to hang on, would play either Emmaus or Arlington at 4 for the championship. As that's a big 3 made by Brianna Smith. And the third place game is at 12:15 tomorrow. Still lots to play for. It's a little disappointing when you can't get into that championship game, but playing for third is a pretty good honor. It's this time of the year is so crazy at any collegiate level, and it's so hard. It doesn't matter. This is how many teams are in this tournament? 2, 4, 6, 8, I think 9 or 10 teams, and it's so hard to win night in and night out and keep up that intensity. But so to have a chance to play for third is also a good honor, just not as good as having a chance to win a piece of hardware that says you're the best. Rhema forcing the pressure now. Hillsdale good passing to break it. Short on the shot, though, is Smith. Put back, no. McBride, third time the charm for the Saints. Before I forget, just in case I don't do it during the Hillsdale's men's game, let me give a shout out to the local media in Oklahoma City especially. Hillsdale's from Moore, Oklahoma. But I follow and keep track of things on all of these teams all season long, especially on Twitter. And I've seen a lot of good things from the local press there in Oklahoma, spreading knowledge about both of these Saints basketball teams, these top-ranked Saints basketball teams. And as those of you who have worked on the outside looking in or directly with small college athletics are aware, that's not easy to do. Sometimes the media does not give you any kind of love or respect. So let me just tip my cap to my fellow journalists who are in Oklahoma who give the Saints some love once in a while. Boy, Dorman almost got that to bank in. On the run out, Rhema on a little bit of a run here. Pass from Davis to Walls for 2. 17-point game. Nearing the 4-minute mark here in this fourth quarter. Smith. There's so much opportunity for media. I'm not done on my rant yet, by the way. Davis misses the 3, offensive rebound by Jacobs. There's so much out there now and available. I don't understand why small colleges are still struggling to get noticed. And to me, and look, talent is what it is at the D1 level. But the way coaches coach at the D1 level is an insult to basketball. It's slow, it's boring. They've changed all the rules so everything's a foul. You can't play defense. You can already see it by this game. The teams get up and down. They try. They're active. Coaches are not worried about getting fired because they're playing too fast or their players are actually enjoying things. So, yeah, small college hoops needs to get a little more love. 2 out of 2 at the free throw stripe. As it's 74-55. I think I'm done ranting now. We'll find out. Davis had it blocked, stayed with it, short on the jumper. Willis the rebound. Willis doubled up, able to break the trap. Dorman. Grant Grant will back it out. Three to shoot. Grant using all the clock, and then Rhema bailed her out with a foul. Just to kind of a footnote on that little rant of mine, there is one guy, Ryan Ludwig, who really likes basketball. I mean, I like basketball, but Ryan really likes basketball, and he actually set up an ACCA Hoop Twitter account, and he does a lot with not only small college basketball, but big college basketball, minor league basketball, all kinds of basketball stuff. So, well, I'm tipping my cap to the Oklahoma media for showing Hillsdale some much-deserved love. Tip my cap to Ryan as well. So there are people out there. I'm saying it could be a little bit better, but it's good in the state of Oklahoma. Jacobs at the free throw stripe. Jacobs left of the lane, and she draws the foul. 2:44 left to go in this one, as Hillsdale's on their way to another final appearance. Hillsdale lost in the championship to Arlington 90-78 last year. They've made it to the final in this one now, if they're able to hang on here for 5 straight seasons. They won in 2014, 2013, and 2012. Hannah Moeller was an associate on the 2012 team and then became head coach a year later. As I mentioned, just won her 100th game. What a start for her as a head coach. She's got good people around her, too. I noticed her assistants are very involved, as is Carrie Sharps. The sign of a good team when you're able to be a head coach, but you're also able to delegate things. Caitlin White's going to go to the free throw stripe for Hillsdale. 9 out of 11 during the regular season from the free throw stripe. 2:25 left to go. Nine out of 11, make it 9 out of 12 now on the season as that first one bounces halfway down, comes out. Second one in and out. Rebound controlled by Jacobs. Jacobs over to Davis, and Davis shuffled her feet. Coming up next, Saints fans, don't go too far because we'll have Hillsdale and Crossroads in what should be an interesting game. Let me just say personally how much I enjoy both of those coaches, Crossroads and Hillsdale. I can't wait to see those two smart guys get together and battle one another. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looks like Hillsdale's going to empty the bench out here. Brooke Davidson's going to come in. On for the first time, Taylor Drew, junior from Dallas. Nicole Ellis is making her first appearance as well. And Devin Johnson, the junior, also out there. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Hannah Wilson, I almost forgot Hannah. Hannah's out there as well for the Saints. As we have another foul here inside 2 minutes to go. Whitney Jacobs will inbound right near us for Rhema. So Rhema will fall to 18-9 on the season, or 19, and 9 on the season. And Hillsdale approaches 30 wins, 29-2 now. Another turnover for the Saints. Davis steps into a three off the back of the rim, no good. Tip for the rebound, and Jacobs had it, but I think they call a tie up first. Jacobs on the left. Davis skies it. Too short, though. Wilson had the rebound, lost it. Coming up with it is Perry, and Perry's fouled as it's slop time here with 1:23 to go. And Sadie Perry is going to shoot some free throws, 83% from the charity stripe. Taylor Drew, my apologies, is the one shooting the free throws. Came in averaging just over a point per ball game. 2 out of 6 from the charity stripe on the season. Makes her first here in this semifinal. Second one in and out. A fight for the rebound. And the jump ball called will stay on this side of the court. So it's looking like we're going to be slightly behind Hillsdale fans. And if you're a Crossroad fan joining in to see where we're at here in this game, tip was scheduled for 4:45. We might be able to do it. There's been some whistles of late. Jacobs lays it up and in as we near the 1 minute mark. It'll be close to 4:45 as we're going to get another foul called. So Johnson's going to shoot free throws. That free throw bounces up and in for Devin Johnson, the junior. Two out of 2. So inside a minute to go. Davis is fouled. It's the game that will never end, folks. 52.1, more free throws to come here. And it'll be Jamie Davis, 79% free throw shooter. First free throw up and in. Taking a look at that Emmaus-Arlington game, that's going to be interesting. I've seen some interesting things on the hashtag on Twitter. Some of the Emmaus players saying we've been preparing for Arlington since the first practice. So Emmaus has been working to meet Arlington. They got who they wanted. Let's see what they can do with it. Nice three-pointer for Hannah Wilson. Push the lead out to 20. Another big win for Hillsdale in transition. Whitney Jacobs off the made basket for 2. Arlington put up 131 points on AFLBS as they're going to get a foul on Jacobs here. So more free throws to come. Padding stat time. According to Cliff McDaniel, I asked him if his men's team were still playing fast before his men's game. He said no, but the women are faster, and the women won last year by playing fast. I don't know how you can get faster than they were last year, but they did. 2 out of 2 at the free throw stripe for Taylor Drew. She's got 3 points off the bench. 3 ball up and good by Davis. Boy, is she fun to watch. Jamie Davis is a senior. So she'll have one more game tomorrow. Sarah Robertson, one more in the third place game. Brooke Grant and Bailey McBride, as well as Brooke Davidson. Obviously, they're going to another national tournament after this one. And another foul for whatever reason, I don't know, but we're going to shoot more free throws here. A chance for Hillsdale to put some more frosting on the cake here in their 29th victory of the season. First free throw up and in. With 10.3 seconds left to go. Looks like a lane violation will negate that one. All right, let's wrap it up now. Come on. Into the forecourt, it's Jacobs. Deep three by Henton goes out of bounds, and of course there's 0.5 of a second left, so they will inbound it, and that'll wrap it up. The Lady Saints, for the 5th straight season, go to the title game in the ACCA tournament, 84-66. They win it. Folks, we got to go. If you're a Hillsdale fan, don't go too far. We'll be back with the men's game against Crossroads in that semifinal. Special thanks to everybody who watched, chatted with us on Twitter. We'll talk to you again in about 10 minutes.